competitive stance on Overpass. Let's have a look. We've got a lot of util coming out, and already Brokey looking for info. He does catch a glimpse of someone crossing, and they are stacking towards the underpass. 3 members ready to try and get an early info. In fact, Masuta wants to bring the fight to them. They are considering it.
Yeah, risk and I guess the unknown is something that this Faze Clan can offer up.
So Cold's the contact, and then they hope that they swing. Oh, but from behind, Kirby a little slow. Needs another. RPK denies it, and that's another. Doubles up. The tank makes a very quick announcement of exactly what he's going to be bringing to the server tonight. 4v2 as well, not comfortable for the CTs. And it should just be a matter of wrapping this one up with a group force. Smoke towards heaven. Olaf about to be completely locked out, and he opts to drop. Heading towards Graffiti Peak. No, a little late on that one. So I will be able to plant all the same, and RPK is already getting into the widest angle he can. Good shooting. Would need another. Brokey more than capable, and they've got a smoke kit here. Olaf has kind of got to be the VIP. Protect him to the site. Brokey needs some shots, and he's not getting much opportunity. Good dink down to Zywoo, but there goes Brokey, and that's really the end of the potential starting to fall away from them. We'll get the first round Vitality's way.
Zywoo even got the smoke, so saves himself $300 with the reinvestment coming into round number 2. And if I'm going to be honest, I really think that Vitality should be storming through map number 1. I'm not expecting like a 16-1 type of Stark scoreline, but I'm talking in the realms of a 16-8, 16-9, something along those lines. Because for FaZe, one of the keys against OG, and I was actually talking to Yanko, he was watching the game the other day as well, and I said, Yanko, is it just me or is this really scrimmy? And he said, yeah, there have been some really bad rounds, and it has been. And I think that's one of the keys to the bloody card. Jesus, Joseph and Mary Rain just destroyed RPK. That was a huge shot. But that is the flair that FaZe have, right? Yeah. They're going to go for more retakes. They're going to take more risks. This nothing to lose style of Counter-Strike means if you can pull off magic moments like that, you're going to be starting round number 2 with a 4v5 advantage.
And Vitality need to get really good at saying, oh, you know, and just moving on.
Well, we talk about Zywoo rounds. I think they're going to be a couple of just FaZe rounds.
Yeah, I'm down to see a couple of those. Now, Rain's still got his very hot deagle, and he's got a lot of challenges coming out of here. I doubt they'll use util. Oh, they did, look, a flash, and it's perfect. Rain needs to drop back. He's used a very nice bit of movement there to escape and drop his smoke. Unfortunately, very large gap he won't be able to hold. Brokey can, though. It's a scout, not ideal, but will be info all the same. So their toilets adventures continue. Masuta clearing long side, Zywoo patrolling for Rain. And they're looking for info on that B site. They do not want to be caught out with a lurk. So with that info push, Kirby starting to rotate over to A as well.
coldzera could basically be left in his sewer position almost solo, and they could even go for a 4-man lean towards this A bomb site, and that's going to be the right decision. Clock now about to hit 30 seconds. Brokey spamming that scout. That's going to be an audible. They'll know what's on the other side. Smoke's over, and away they go. Vitality have to get in.
Oh, that was a hard fight. Ducks under the scout. Zywoo's already taken a big one. And now very awkward for Olaf. He opts not to spray the smoke. He wants to play close, and Rain's hit another. From the toilet, he's still there, and he's fragging. Big stuff from Rain. 3, could even be a 4th. Zywoo's caught out, and FaZe converting the Deagle armor. I mean, of course they do. Of course they do. Big stuff from Rain. That 3K gets him the impact player of round 2, but they scavenge away rifles. They get it all, and this is how it started. Nonsense. The tank deleted. This was great, and then the fact he gets hunted, and he still gets a 3rd. Up against the Galil, no less. That's big stuff.
Absolutely wild round there, and actually Olaf and Rain.
Oh, he pushed at the perfect time.
They used to be the old combo. Those two used to be the A defenders for FaZe back when the roster earlier in the year was this similar constellation. Obviously Niko instead of Kirby. But it's great to see. Everybody talks about Olaf and Rain when you talk to them, in-game leaders or players who have played alongside them, and they're some of the best teammates that they've ever had the opportunity to play with. I've seen some special moments from them in the past. It'd be nice to see a couple more here, just for the romance of it all. FaZe, they've got a tidy-looking buy that AK Khalil picked up, upgraded into a FAMAS and MP9, and the force buy back from Vitality, that patented force buy from Apex. He loves the scout, and even hits a tag. So Rain on notice this time, down to 32. Was soloing the site, but rotations, they're quickly coming over. Brokey's here. Olaf's on his way. Rain, he's opened things up again.
That's not bad, is it? RPK at least got some blood. And that's another body dropped. Olaf didn't quite manage to do too much there, and Brokey's in trouble. They're going to lose this. The site's been lost. A Glock from Apex is enough. And now it gets really awkward. The sound cue, they know there's one Apex, or rather towards Optimus, and Kyobi's going to walk through the smoke. He wasn't expecting react in time. All onto Shox, and he's low. Faze have picked up the pieces. They will recover, and now he's back, especially expecting to see two AKs. coldzera's not got any options for him. What's he got? And Galil, no fun. A kit, he's got one. Okay, shopping hasn't bore too much fruit.
Yeah, so right there, I feel that Apex is going to be kicking himself. He definitely should have killed Kyobi here. You can see that he was shooting first, and Kyobi just ducking through the smoke. That was enough. So great stuff there from the Dane. And
I thought Apex had him, to be fair.
That's a death slam from me. You're going to be feeling that one. That could have been the force by straight back, putting the CTs under a bit more turmoil. But that's going to be the second round on the board for FaZe. So good stuff. They've been able to string two together, and that's forced Vitality down to, well, I was going to say save, but they've invested in two Deagles, one of which on Apex, one on RPK, and even one for Shox. A P250 for Masutra, and zywoo would be holding onto the Glock. Early nade tickles them up with a little bit of damage. And Brokey, he's even been able to upgrade into the AWP. You can see here over towards Long. We'll be working in tandem with Rain, and Rain's being tested for the third round in a row.
Oh, he wants to stand and fight, thinks better of it. He's getting hunted down. Drops the smoke, expecting the swing.
I think Shox just took Olaf down jump peeking at B.
It definitely was. Definitely was.
That's going to be a big one. I hope we catch that on the replay.
I'm looking for his X. Oh, yeah, you're right. Just by the jump. Basically on Kyobi now, yeah. There it is.
The corpse on the other side of the wall.
That's cool. Lovely stuff. Shox actually landing it. You rarely see it. Often attempts, rare hits. Maybe they can do something with this now.
Back to B looks like it'll be the avenue of attack for Vitality. As I say that, of course, they posture forward towards the bathrooms. But they've really drawn out a rotation. There's three players lingering on the A site from FaZe. They've left one in retake positions of Kyobi towards B over at Graffiti.
They're in all the right places. 2 rounds in a row now.
Have to hit all the right shots, though. Big miss and big damage.
Oh no, Zai was jiggling it nicely. Need to hit a shot, Brokey. You're getting overwhelmed. He's yet to frag. Fortunately, coldzera's picking up the pieces and pulling his socks up. Apex crosses into the site. Brokey does connect, and no. Shox his deagle continues. He gets 2 there, holding his nerve and holding his crouch key. So 3 then for FaZe.
That's lots of damage in a round where it was a very, very light investment.
Let's see that shot from Shoxy. Yeah, he was holding in the pre-aim.
Yeah, this is tidy stuff here.
Everyone's a threat in the server tonight.
Yeah, and that's one of the keys here. When we always talk about FaZe, it sounds like we're a broken record, but they are picked up, and the reason that their international campaign had worked, especially in the early stages, and Apex put it in the interviews, they can hit some absolutely bangers of shots. And it sounds like the most fundamental or basic side of Counter-Strike, but realistically, once you take the strats out of it, you get the headshots, you're going to win the rounds.
Hello?
That is so awkward. How did that even transpire?
I think he must have just thought and had a completely different visual in his head as to the default spread. zywoo in the playground, can't believe his luck, catches an AWP in the open.
Just take a quick note as well. We did see Rain throw his grenade down towards connector. So if we can get a connector cam right now, Rush, just to show people that the door is blown open, it makes life a lot harder for the T side. The CTs in the more recent meta have been blowing that door up. There's a few avenues to make sure you can get control of that. You can jump peek from a lot of different locations on that B site, spam through and harass, meaning that the Ts can't rotate so rapidly between those 2 points.
Yeah, you saw Rain very actively pursuing that. Now, Kyobi seems to be reaggressing. He wants to catch a timing here. He would be right to do so. Oh, just as RBK pulls out the pin, Kyobi pulls out the frag, and that was a stack nade. He knows there's another. Rain may have heard the steps of zywoo elsewhere on long. This is quite a well spread out Vitality squad, and as zywoo, oh my god, he's going for a reload. Rain can't punish. He chooses not to, at least. Fresh mag. Rain expects it. You can see it. Oh, but zywoo still bests him. He was so loud. He was so obnoxious, and Rain still falls. Knew it was coming a mile off.
Yeah, that was no secret right there. So Rain's going to be kicking himself that he's dropped down and given the number advantage back over to Vitality. 4v3 now for the French as they're retooling towards the B
now
site.
He just grabbed an AWP. He'll do it with that now.
Well, they have a molly. They have a smoke for heaven. They have flashes to make this work. So Vitality, they need to get past Kyobi.
Oh, an opportunity. 8 seconds. Where's the bomb? It's Apex, and he has got it down in time with 1 second to spare. And Olaf falling to the nade of Shox confirms that Vitality are keeping it close. Round 5 goes their way. We've got a 3-2 scoreline, and peanuts, pocket lint, and maybe some old chewing gum wrappers for Faze Clan.
And that's the damage of the Deagles. Shox with those amazing 3 shots and really making FaZe have to expend a lot on this rebuy for round number 5. This one here from zywoo left them really just guessing, because if Rain goes undetected there, zywoo showed his presence. Rain probably would creep around that corner in the mid-round to be able to come through with a flank if they did opt for that B hit. So that was a massive kill to make, and you can see what that's done. It's going to have to be a partial investment with some upgraded pistols from Faze, and looks like a pace change from Vitality as they take sewer quickly. Cold, maybe thinking better of that boost.
What are you doing?
And in the open, Kirby not ready at all. That's 2 rounds in a row. Faze players have been caught with their pants down just in the open, punished by this Vitality's pace.
Ooh, that deagle bullet hurt. Damn. coldzera dunks. Nade won't do too much, but he's been caught out by Rain's RPK spray.
Went down through the smoke.
Just straight wall banged him. And that's lovely.
Oof.
Olofmeister's deagle, clearly well polished and well warmed up. Takes a quick, clean headshot into Shocks to stop this from being a spotless round at the bare minimum. Brokey wants the frag. He's had a look towards short. Masuta's there to contain them. Another HE escape. Okay, Olof, give me more. Please, sir. Just a little more. Thank you. Oh, Olof had a chance. It's Masuta to shut him down. It will be the equalizer. Vitality 3, Faze 3, and now a full eco. So this will be the changing of the guard. We'll see Vitality take the lead unless the impossible happens. See that again. Lovely. I love that quick switch, like the old school.
Yeah.
Quick switch off the shot. Very nice.
There was a chance there. He hits that third as well.
Oh, good to see that face back on my screen. Olofmeister.
All right, well, it will be USPs for 4 and Olof with a deagle. I'm sure those 2 kills really helped assist in buying that for this round. As we take a look, Vitality are going to be using Shocks to go on a little bit of a fact-finding mission with the MAC-10. You can see how quick he wants to garner control of sewer here, just throwing out a nade in case the triple boost was in play, as we can see nobody home. We've got connected control already. 4 players spread out towards the bathroom, and to deal with that is RPK very, very passive, and Masuta to contain rotations through connector. Shocks clearing out B. They have him in forward positions. Cold goes down, and this is the round done. Bomb will get planted. The 40-second timer will begin. And now the question is, how clean can Vitality keep it?
A fun question. Especially when you know that they'll be taking a couple of risks. There is a Desert Eagle in play.
Shocks has a couple here, surely. He's spotted one.
Oh, not another one where Kirby gets caught in the back.
He's heard it.
Knife out. USP will not last long. Gets himself $600 onto Kirby. They want to put some pressure on him. RPK from behind. Poor old Olof is cream crackered. He does find one at least, keeping him honest. And he's got 9 frags, so Olof definitely head and shoulders above the rest for his squad to start us off here on Overpass. And of course, this is an expectation that to see Vitality holding a bit of an advantage in this map. Mirage, where Faze would have to take us 2-3 in the series. Their pick, Nuke the third, with a little bit more playtime. This is the first Overpass we've seen from Faze since the departure of niko. It is quite the loss, but with huge shoes to fill, who better than Olofmeister? Rookie. Doesn't find anything initially. And Rain's going for a bit of a mission here, getting a lot of early info on long. If he has a glance, I wouldn't recommend it. zywoo's posted up.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just allowing zywoo to hold off the fountain and long pushes single-handedly. Olof will be playing in rotation, so a lot of pressure on that individual. You have to rely on clear communication from your teammates to make the right decisions within the mid-rounds. And you can see Vitality, they've taken sewer control. They have connector control. zywoo now pushing for some bathrooms, control a Molotov towards Divider, a smoke as well, and up through connector will come Masuta. So information and territory being taken away from Faze as they're pushed further and further back in towards that A site. Now with Rain's position, and overseeing from long Olof, he does not have to move. Rain will be instrumental in round number 8. His timing and decision-making of if he wants to get aggressive.
Going at Monster now, though.
Yeah, it might be too little too late.
I think so, because Kirby, nothing, absolutely nothing to report. Now 4 Frenchmen swarm the site, only 1 from Cold. And that has to be a save. So deeply invested towards the potential for A, they're just going to have to keep what they had. Let's not forget that Faze, the last 2 rounds of play, they've presented, what, 1,400 force, down to 500 and an eco. So they put a lot of time and a lot of rounds into this buy, and it's gone nowhere.
Yeah, they even, you see what is invested for Rain here, for example. He hasn't thrown a grenade, so he didn't actually come in with everything he needed. There wasn't a flash, there wasn't a HE. He hasn't actually shot a bullet or had to use a grenade in this entire round. So that's good moving forward, that the reinvestment will be limited, and the fact that they will be holding on to the AWP and a rifle for Olof as well. It's good signs. But they need to make sure that they can be competitive. And you can see there, wrong place, wrong time. Simple as that. Trade out with the number advantage onto the B bomb site. Bomb goes down, and round number 5 on the board. So Vitality looking clean and not really being made to sweat. You consider where these rounds came from. It was Rain going absolutely bonkers with the Deagle. You can't rely on the individuals to get you 16 rounds. There will have to be some team-based Counter-Strike coming out of Faze eventually. But it's the pivot rounds. You know, if they can get a couple of those and then string some good gun rounds together, then we're laughing. But we need to make sure it's not just the one-hit wonders.
Give me that brokey monster fast peek. Okay, he's doing the smoke. That's kind of like doing it, but safer. Instead of looking for the info, you just deny the push when the smoke grenade from spawn does do just that. Overpass, lots of kooky lineups, and actually smoking this. Maybe zywoo wants some pace, and the nade, bonk, just a little early. No damage inflicted yet. You can see the Vitality default. Take a screenshot of the map now. That is the Vitality T-side default.
They can actually leave zywoo to do his own devices, right? Or up to his own devices, I should say.
They like denying this. Like, they don't want any CT info there. And fair enough, because the rotate's quick. Here comes RPK. Oh, and Cold's won the duel. AKV FAMAS. Faze take that every day, but Shox refuses to accept the 4v5 disadvantage. Pushes in on the retreat. Makes it equal once again.
Yeah, great trade from Shox, and now they can actually press towards A. The timer on this smoke, roughly 15 seconds remaining
Go on, Rain. You madman. Oh, I think he gets them both here. I can feel it. A tingle in my dingle, Chad.
They surely dismount before the smoke starts to fade.
No. Here we go. 1 and 2. Lovely, Rain. Gets the AK. Give him a third. Apex is going to swing into it. Got to get the timing right. He's sticking around. He wants to fight, slow him down. Here's it. Peeks on the flash. They evade it nicely, but Brokey's there to catch the trade. Great fragging from Rain. We used to call him King of the Toilets, Chad. Remember that?
Yeah, he was very good in that position. And you could even say the same for Kirby at one point in his career. Oh, how much damage can Shox do here? AWP in hand, 30 HP, bomb on his back. There is a world.
Yeah, if Brokey missed that shot, he did not. There was a world for Shoxy there. That's a big win. Faze needed that, and that was off the back of the save, so it worked.
And they'll be able to reinvest right here. You can see some guns just being tossed across. And yeah, I'm surprised they didn't dismount before the smoke started to fade. Always a bit of a risk there on both sides of things, of course. Rain may have been left in no man's land if that stack wasn't actually being resurrected.
It's a nice Faze fan with a Faze gear.
Yeah, it looks like a clean pad, doesn't it?
It does. It looks like a clean room. Respect. Tidy mind, tidy... What is it? Tidy room, tidy mind? Or tidy mind, tidy room? I don't know. My mum used to say something. Didn't work.
Yeah.
Olof jumps for info. Not going to lose his head this time to Shoxy, at least not initially, but he has escaped the Molotov and the nade as well, so trivial damage dealt to Shoxy, but it's not going to stop him from holding, once again, this standard default. zywoo contains the long and fountain push.
Ooh, bit of a gap here. Smoke is quite deep, so Kirby might want to move away. Spotted out, tagged down, put on notice, and will rotate away from that monster position. But it was a 4-man B lean early. You can see Rain over towards Heaven as well for Faze.
I would hate to be given the responsibility of monster in a professional Counter-Strike setting. It's just horrible. A long pipe, it's either nothing or 4 people flashing and nading you. Like, it's just no fun. Put me on A, I'll
dance around the bathroom.
Dance around the bathroom. That's much more my scene. It does feel like it is going to be that B hit. And they've got all the pieces of the puzzle in the right place, wouldn't you say, Chad?
Yeah, and Rain's going to be quick on this rotation as well. He's kind of in limbo. Smokes, Molotovs there coming in.
Drop it, Cole. Drop it.
They're taking their time on this.
Oh, that's enough for me. Yeah, okay, so he's going to isolate. They have to use one avenue now. 15 seconds. That's only going to be coldzera playing around it. He's in a good position to trade and doesn't need to. And Olof's killed 2 of them. Finally, Cold fills the feed. It's all onto zywoo now. Apex a little late to the party behind him. The spray's not there. It's good for Faze. 3, make it 4 players survive. Rain gets away with it. 15 HP left as his teammates found the frags. But Olof, guys, he's on 11, 100 ADR.
Yeah, he's actually had a couple of maps that have started quite well. He seems to cool off within the later stages. And if you go and you look at his statistics on hltv.org, yeah, there's a lot of red in that column. There was a lot of red when he stepped down. There's been a lot of red since he's come back. And this is something which I'm sure he wasn't even expecting to happen.
Dude, so, I went for a Hail Mary Twitter DM to him as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was like, hey, dude, I don't know what you're doing with your career, but what do you say about jumping on the caster desk with me and Chad?
Yeah?
He's like, I'm not done yet, but it sounds good.
Okay, nice.
So we've got a maybe.
Yeah.
Might have been a polite maybe, but it's
yeah, man.
Not done yet, but
yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, sounds cool, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine that, though.
I'm going to booking that day.
Imagine World's Best Player 2015 just casually hanging out with us.
Cool.
His perspective, that would be interesting. Kirby's pushing straight as the smoke fades. I can't believe he wins that duel. I thought it would favor Shoxy. Kirby's quick, though, and the monster smoke will be disrespected. The flash ain't good. Not for masuta anyway. He's charging up. Kirby, they know exactly where you are, but he looks away. And it enables the Dane to find his second frag of this round. 3 Frenchmen. zywoo cutting them down to size alongside the tank, and they've just equalized enough. And very short-lived. The bomb will not go down. That's on the back of Apex, and they're kind of locked in to the water side of the site. They've even mollied the plant. You can't plant for another 10. Rain plans to swing on the sound cue. Safe plant, and zywoo's doing some great shooting. Are they really pulling this off? A 2 versus 4. Apex and zywoo making it count. Audio cue, very hard. A nice crossfire established. I like it. zywoo, did he get spotted by Brokey's jump? It doesn't seem so with the use of the utility. Apex is tucked even deeper in, and they're lined up. The wallbang is good, but Brokey hits the shot. Need the trade here, Olof, and he can't do it. Apex too precise. What an off angle that was. Elevated and tucked in. Using that, it's not a pixel walk. What do you call like a legal pixel walk? You know, when it's just on a lip. A lip walk.
They have a name for it.
No, but that's what I would call that.
Walking the tightrope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little angle. You can see all the way to short Sandbag's headshot as well from there.
I like when you jump on the, I guess there would be the sewer pipes to the left-hand side there. You get this really quite odd angle as they come out of Sandbag. Yeah, it is. You can use it for multiple different angles on that side. It's like I've seen RPK use in the past, actually, on this.
Yeah, like if you go to that
those
corner,
ones right there.
Yeah,
you can
commend it.
You can jump on those bad boys. You got to hit your shot. If you don't hit your shot, you're going to be in a world of hurt.
Oh, Olof. That does not look fun. Oh, neither does that. Rain full commits, and he loses the duel. Just like that, FaZe have to operate with not only an SMG and a FAMAS, but with a one-man disadvantage. I don't know exactly how they're planning to dig themselves out of this. They don't have an AWP. They can't say Brokey go kill. Maybe they group up. It seems like they are, partnering up Brokey and Olof and Long. Kirby pushed for info. He wasn't expecting such a passive hole. Shox shuts down the B info push, and now they'll just gamble. Hope that it finishes A. It's unlikely it will.
Yeah, this should definitely be a vitality round. And I think here we're spelling trouble for FaZe. They only get the 2,400 loss bonus going into the next. It will have to be a save. And we're already at the business end of the first half, round number 12.
You can see the thought process with Rain's corner, because you may be watching that as a viewer and thinking that looked very unfavorable. But he was kind of banking on the idea that the contact would be taken by Olof. Saw his initial posturing towards Party. The idea is he fires off a couple of shots and then he's tucked into that deep corner. They start flooding in, backs turned. He hears one. Cold could find the lurk, and that will be an AK upgrade, but that is going to channel them into the stack, quote-unquote, stack of Brokey and Olof, the lion's share of what remains of FaZe.
They're not ready for long here. They might be in strife. 2 players, Olof and Brokey.
They're going to let Olof take all this contact. Oh, wow, that's some damage, but it's not frags. Now they're here. A second arrives, and it's good shooting. Just zywoo's bottom visible, and it gets all 3. FaZe overcome adversity. That was a ridiculous round. From the very get-go, it looked like Vitality's round to win.
I think one of the reasons that Vitality were baited into maybe there's more on the B side is because of how close coldzera was to Monster when he killed Shox, right? So if he's so close to Monster when that frag comes in, maybe there has to be somebody else in the pier or over towards Heaven looking over towards Sandbag. But you can see from the POV of Olof and then Brokey just how lined up they were. It was like a shooting gallery.
I really liked that Brokey completely baited Olof.
Yeah.
He completely let Olof be the solo. Everyone turns around after Olof's death, and that was Brokey's chance to get all 3, and that's what he had to do.
And I was painting the picture of it was only going to be the 2,400 loss bonus coming on through. It was going to have to be an eco for FaZe, and they snatch a round away, and it forces Vitality into a force buy of their own. Apex with an AK-1 for Shox, a Galil for zywoo, and just Deagles and P250s for masuta and RPK.
Really good molly. Not the typical one you see, but look what that's done to zywoo on his playground aggression. He doesn't want to use his very limited utility to put it out, and so he pays the price of blood instead. Vitality
might be kicking themselves. That was a 3-on-5 that they really just gave away there.
Talking of blood, I watched Blood of Zeus on Netflix.
Oh, the anime?
Yeah, but it's like a Greek mythology, which is crazy as it is, but animated beautifully. Really cool. I got into it.
I might take a bit of a look.
Yeah, I extended my bedtime by a couple of hours. Damn autoplay. Okay, Rain. Oh, you rascal. There's a very small window where he could punish this. I imagine masuta or Apex will be given the responsibility And here they come. Yeah, Olaf confirms it. He's got a lot of pressure on him, and he's just going to tuck in. Rain is working on the modankest of flanks. He could get a lot here. Distracted, does put the bullets into one. Catches masuta, draws their attention elsewhere. Jiggling on Brokey, still holds his nerve. Can't find the quick scope, but it's all onto Mr. RPK. And a coldzera off angle puts the 7th on the board for Faze Clan. Do they AWP it up? 3 AKs will do. They've got the cash to splash. Or not, actually. No,
so that's curious. They didn't pick up an ult for Brokey. Hey, boys, I know you're all sick with the AK, but kind of need my ult.
It's Faze Clan. They need the AK.
Yeah, just let him one tab. I guess it's as good as an ult for a lot of these players.
Yeah, I liked how Rain was very conserved about that. You know, he had 4 opportunities, but just knowing that he could pepper enough and the presence alone would destabilize the push.
Well, Faze are actually in a very, very good position to win the half. Every time I seem to say a round is guaranteed to go one way, it falls the other. So I think I'll stop doing that. We won't say this is a guaranteed round for Faze by any means. It is just P250s in box to deal with, so should be very likely.
Certainly.
But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
Chad, you've been doing some German lessons. You know what that is? Go back to RPK. What's that one mean?
Danger.
Yes, baby. High voltage. Danger, danger.
What else we got? Show us some German on the map, Rush.
You got. I don't know if Chad's got any more. Yeah, that's that.
There's that's danger again.
What about the sign from the Olaf boost? To the left. Yeah. Where did they take the sign off? There. Yolanda übersteigen verboten. You know the last word.
Verboten?
Yeah, it just sounds similar to the English one. Forbidden.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they make it difficult over here. Like this, words that should be easy are hard. And shots that should be easy are easy for Brokey.
Go on. With 1 bullet to spare.
Crispy and taffy.
Very nice.
Well, I think Vitality might want to opt for a little bit of a change up here going into the final round of play. Something just a bit more pack-driven. And the reason that maybe they want to go for that is because in that mid-round where they lost the 3v5, the 3v5 advantage, it was not the lack of commitment, but the fact they dawdled around a little bit, set themselves up for multi. Because if they go in here and they actually try and bully and go toe-to-toe, I think that versus Faze, the firepower in the server here, considering the dip-off in form of some of the Faze players in recent times, is probably very level. So it looks like that won't be the case. It will just be the default spread. Zywoo back over towards Playground single-handedly. The other 3 dealing with the B, Seule, and Monster and masuta. The youngster with the tall task of Connector will have to deal with Rain. Rain's going to get the better of him, but can they find the trade? Shock's onto coldzera. It is going to even up to a 4-on-4, but they know that players are home and Rain's peppering as well. Kirby's going to be the one to find the frags, and that's going to leave Apex and Zywoo with all the work to do. But this is a lot of space for Zywoo. This could be a Zywoo round. Look at how much room he has to work with. Brokey awares that the A site has been left, has been given up, so he's going to keep his attention to this push. And I'm not sure if Brokey will be able to hit a close combat AWPing shot if he gets the timing wrong.
Brokey is controlling and he's going to hit the shot. That's the round. That was the one loose thread. And I say that with bated breath. Olaf is staring at Apex's charge and gets clocked by the Galil. Flames could force him out. Perfect gaming from Apex into the first frag. They are paired up. Kirby and Brokey on the site. Rain from short. 30 seconds. That's another opportunity. Apex has cut them down to size. He's getting his individual 1v1s. He spotted another. Dissecting the map. He nearly has the spray, but it's an Iceland.
Yeah, but I think Rain with the Deagle early on had something to say about that. And then the multi-kill potential of the Faze Stars stood up time and time again to net them a handy bag of 9. But let's get this one underway. The odds still favoring Team Vitality here from GG Bet. And Shocks, well, he's been favored in that duel until Rain with the pistol decapitates him. That's first blood drawn for Faze, and if they pick up this pistol round, that's double digits.
That is scary if they pick this one up. They're going long. I actually really like this play, especially looking at the CT setups. They're pushing for info, but look at Olaf. He's there. Oh, I think he's maybe given up just a second too soon. Look at that. I mean, he wants to control the underpass push, and he's right to do so, but yeah, he's got 3 CTs heading towards Rain. I wonder if that P250 can do it again. Of course it can. Oh, pop-in heads. A couple of clicks of his mouse, micro adjustments, it doesn't matter. P250 on pistol, you can see why they gave it to Rain. And RPK immediately dashes the dreams of a clean pistol. He's managed to string together a double on the party position. They are taking and swarming the A site. coldzera's left to catch this rotate. Apex is working on one side. He's actually going long, so we won't need contact on Cold just yet.
Cold's worried about RPK, but Apex's position right now, these footsteps might not be heard. It looks like he's firing off on the wall, on the grass, and even a kill. There's a chance. Apex.
Very quick reactions from Kjaerbye. Had to really stabilize, and that should be enough. RPK has arrived, though. Ooh.
He might just save this armor.
That's a shame.
He hit some good
kit.
shots, but this is such a difficult one to get back into. And he will just hold on to the Kevlar. So, look, you can see here that it's down to 93, the Kevlar. It means that he won't be able to upgrade into head armor for that cheaper price, but he might not have to upgrade it into armor whatsoever.
Have you been seeing those armor error stats thrown around for those guys? I don't know how much of it I want to kind of take. Yeah,
look, it's one of those things, right? I understand the conversation around it, and you don't necessarily need to be. If they were doing it when they had like
5 AKs and you're always buying a helmet.
Yeah, and maybe you. Look, if you're in a position, let's say you're an anchor on a bomb site and you're used to being harassed a lot by utility, for example, or you're used to in play positions where there's a lot of wall spam potential, could be rationale there. But all in all, those ones are arguable. I was watching something from 3 Clicks Philip about armor just the other day, trying to wrap my head around the debate itself. It's one of those. I don't want to say it's personal preference because it's obviously not, but I think there's probably arguments around it. We're going to see the force buy come out from Vitality here. Now, RPK has upgraded into an MP9. The same can be said for Masuta. Apex not with the Scout. We'll be rocking a CZ75, a Deagle for zywoo, and Shox onto a P250. Now, if Shox can do what we just saw Rain do, then they might have a real crack at this one.
Or what Simple can do.
Yeah, well, that was a special round right there.
Of course, there are helmets for Faze Clan. It won't be as easy as it was for Simple.
All right, well, very quick to get control of Backyard here, pushing through and taking space on the other side of the map. Faze, they're quickly corralling up long. 3 of them, rifles in hand, having a bit of a picnic.
Yeah, Shock spots him. Drops his smoke, I imagine. Just wants to bide as much time as he can. Oh, it's a bad smoke. Bad.
Das ist nicht gut, Junge.
Ja, das ist sehr schlecht. Aber, all off. Oh, and he gets it. I'd be mad if I'm Masuta. What is that Mac 10 just done? Swinging out on me.
But they can fall back now. And this is a huge problem for Vitality. They've banked on that containment of Masuta, the fact that he's gone down and with a minute left on the clock. FaZe don't have to commit to the A site. If they want to go back through the bathroom position,
they're going to do it again.
Through the connector, they can go for a play like that.
Apex and RPK, they're like, do we have to push Monster again? I don't know. 45 seconds, and they've just hit pause on long. But yeah, there's no longer a stack, and what was previously confirmed after being spotted on the jump peak is no longer. Still no one spotted. This is really interesting. 30 seconds. They have finally jiggled wide enough.
At least.
Minimum 2. He has a flash for Shox to get more info. And he does. Peek in. Gets a lovely shot onto Kjaerbye. Converts off zywoo's flash. Need to see a zywoo deagle shot now. He's getting pressured off. Down to 34. Apex trying to lock the door behind them. But finally, the pressure is released. Here comes Apex. He's picked up a Mac 10, a scavenged SMG's not going to get him too far. And so FaZe, with 3 alive, convert and find 11. What's going on here? Yeah. I swear, our apology needs to be as loud as our disrespect was.
Oh, wow. Might have to bow down, I think, here today to Faze Clan. If there is going to be a team who perform absolutely phenomenal when the pressure is off,
it's them.
It's going to be FaZe.
100%.
It's kind of like the stars aligning right now. And there's a really big debate around star players, the likes of Simple, the likes of Niko, when they get removed from a team, seeing how much space gets opened up for the other names. And that could be an argument here today with this FaZe roster.
Because it happened to mousesports.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
When Niko left Mouse, I remember us seeing that whole roster kind of thrive.
Look, the thing is, you're going to sit there and say Niko is very good and Simple is very good, and if they make so much room for them, that could be detracting to a lot of other parts. If you just give one player every single role or position that they would like.
It's an impossible equilibrium to strike, right?
Exactly.
If you imagine the scales of the team and the star, you have to keep them balanced. You know, you can't be channeling too many resources into the risk and reward of one individual in a team game.
I think that was one of the takeaways I had when I was reading that Phil Jackson book about
that Phil Jackson. No, that's
the coach of Chicago Bulls and Lakers.
What's it called? The rings, 7 rings.
12 rings, I think it is.
12 rings.
I read it a while ago now, but when they was getting the star players, the Michael Jordans and the Kobes of the world to be more team players, right? That was one of the takeaways there. And then once they became part of a functioning system, part of a functioning unit, at that point, then you can start adding in the sprinkles of brilliance. You know, that's when you can have those amazing
zywoo go kills.
Yeah, because the structure's there for everybody else, and it gives the players who maybe aren't as individually gifted an opportunity to work a little bit more cohesively within the team. But this is looking like it could be a unicorn round right here. Nobody dying on either side with the bomb going down. If you are Vitality, the best thing you can do is financial damage. See if you can get any exit frags. If you can keep this one close, winning the round should be out of the question right now. No kit, no frags, and no way back in as Apex on the flank will fall to Brokey's Mac 10. And they've left the bomb. You can see that 4 players from FaZe have all left the bomb. There's no dramas with it getting confused here, and Olaf will be guarding that.
Speak too soon.
Even if they get on it now, there's no time.
Could be an AK. That's nice SMG frags, but Shox does stop Brokey before it gets too out of hand, and finally finished off. They'll maintain, I think that's 3 rifles. I don't know if Rain's actually going to lose it to the bomb explosion. He did. So just the P250, he'll be buying himself up the AK-47. 12 to Faze Clan on Vitality's pick, I swear.
All right, we lose this one, and then we're going to start sounding the warning bells, right? Because here's the deal. If Vitality drop this first gun round on the CT side, they're in a world of hurt. They're in a lot of trouble. The loss bonus they get in the next round is 3,400.
I consider a big if. What's the call? What have you got for us? It's cold calling, right?
Yeah, Cold's taken over. I'm sure there's a lot done by committee as well.
Yes, I have no doubt. And that's probably why they're so going to be such an interesting prospect on the T side. You know, you don't know how well this is going to work. T side, yes, they've converted nicely so far. It's going to come down to all of this by council, I guess, is by committee, as you put it, type of calling. All of those voices hold weight and have strong opinions, I'm sure.
Well, we were saying that Zywoo, you know, he's the man to look out for in his consistency. Only 7 kills to his name right now. And this would be a perfect round for him to come alive with the AWP and get a couple.
Boost him. Brokey, are you pre-aiming it? That's the question here. Comes Zywoo, swing, and he takes the belly out of coldzera. Right there as he's considering to drop the smoke, but actually they're getting away completely scar-free. And now nobody home on long. They're very dynamic here on the CT side. The French set for success as they find the opening.
They need to just not lose their cool right here, because FaZe, once they get into these mid-rounds, if they haven't found openings or space, which neither are currently in their Faze Clan report card, then they will struggle. If they get gifted openings, there was a chance. Then that's when they can really kick it up a notch. Time now 35 seconds. Defensive utility being deployed. Third man now over towards the A bomb site. And this is the hit from FaZe.
Okay, well, they've got 3 CTs waiting for them, and oh, the timing does work out for Shox. Now Olaf has to wait. The swing will come in. Zywoo got a lot of attention drawn towards kjaerbye, and he's not going to hit this shot. That's huge from the Dane. Maybe chance if Olaf had won that duel, but perhaps not anymore. Shox has locked them in. They have to plan Optimus. Brokey's got 3 players to find, and only a P250 to do it! Behind is kjaerbye. He gets a double with the pistol. A sidearm. And RPK finally takes him down, but this still could be FaZe's round. This is going to be a disaster, and kjaerbye brings the fight to him. A triple from kjaerbye puts the 13th and breaking Vitality's morale. This could very well spiral out of control now, and it came down to a 1v1. Thank you, Brokey, though. Yes, kjaerbye with the triple, but let's see this again. 3 players staring him down.
The P250 in the last 2 days has been an absolute animal. That $300 pistol has shredded in some rounds when it should not have done so, and Brokey now...
I thought that was like a Hail Mary play, you know. He's just like, okay, we know we need to stop that push onto the bomb site. He gets more.
But that's the individuals that we're talking about, right? Like, think about the way that those 2 frags have gone down. Normally, okay, let's say he gets 1 and traded. Then it's a 2-on-2, and then they likely lose that round in regular fashion. But Brokey pulls off an absolutely monstrous set of frags. And that was with the opening from Zywoo over towards long. The scoreline's 13-6. It's a partial buy from Vitality.
Oh, that's such a slither gap.
They need to get themselves a miracle round now, Vitality. They need to get one back, because they've been on the receiving end of this time and time again. Zywoo not online, at least in buckets and spades, and this is going to be Shox peering on out. Grabs 1, harassing more with the MP9, tickling on down. Will do some damage to kjaerbye and a little bit to Brokey, but they survive. They find the kill, and well, Olaf could be set up for success here. If the B defenders get a little bit antsy and push forward, that should be a free kill.
Throw the AWP out of the map.
All right, well, no one's getting that, let me tell you. They know what they're up against. So with that MP9, maybe they assume it's more of an investment than just SMGs or pistols. think maybe they could be up against some rifles or some scouts, and how much Vitality wanted to invest into a round like this. As we can see, it will just be Deagles, 5-7 and a CZ. Light utility, but now we do have a couple of issues. 30 seconds left. Faze still have to make their way onto the bomb site. 3 here towards A again. This is looking good for Vitality.
It is. Rain's going to be dropping the smoke. And it's going to be a question of how much damage can zywoo with RPK do. They're both pushing into the toilets. That nade halves his HP that he can function with. And jumping around the corner was Rain. Oh no, Olof vulnerable. 7. Kyobi's dropped the bomb. Vitality are going to win it. There's no time for all this fragging. They're going to take the round by courtesy of the clock.
Well, that one right there, Faze looked like they were set up for success. I know that they took a little bit of damage towards Long at the start, but you wouldn't think it would slow them down that much. Just maybe a lack of direction, a lack of command in getting the bathrooms quicker. But it's about time Vitality run one of those. They have been on the receiving end of a bunch. Remember the Rain Deagle round to kick things off on the CT side, and Apex trying to fire the troops up here, and they need to get fired up. 13-7. Faze Clan on the pick of Vitality. This is the first time we have seen them play Overpass since Olof departed the squad for G2, and they're down to pistols and a couple of AK-47 spamming on through. Big damage done to Rain, but that's unconfirmed. Apex won't know exactly how much he's been able to damage him, and it's going to be a B hit quite quickly here. Smoke.
It's going fast. Very fast. They've lost mousesports. It will be Apex and RPK to defend, and oh no, only one. Apex needs more. He's unloading his mag. He's ran out of health. Taken from him by Brokey. zywoo's holding the cross. He will be smoked off. A wallbang? Not today. But close quarters AWPing is required. He's actually going to try and maneuver up onto the site in the smoke. Shocks gets one. zywoo over the precipice of the smoke to clutch up. He knows that Brokey's retreating. He misses the quick scope. Trying to use that, guys, and he's worked wonderfully. Olof trying to fake out in the smoke, and he's going to push him. Oh, zywoo too smart. Far too smart. He's worked it out. Olof's missed his shots. Catches a glimpse of the shoulder. Orp versus Deagle. Olof's taking a risk here. Swings out wide, a missed shot, and Olof converts. A win. Orp. Olof v zywoo. Best player of the world 2015 up against best player in the world 2019. And the old dog comes out on top.
Rain with another opening and another Deagle frag. Rain is having a bit of a mad one right here. He's currently sitting 6-2 as far as opening duel successes. So being involved in 8 and winning 6 of those. And you can see Faze Clan fan reactions. I think that tells the story right there. 14-7 now. Vitality. Double AWPs. That's the answer. Famis's
It often is, Chad.
RPK and oh boy. Well, there you go. They've able to pick one up. zywoo finding another big kill. That's going to be his 3rd opening here on Overpass. He's down the bottom of the scoreboard, Alex. It's normally mousesports and zywoo who've been playing well in the last few we've watched. Those two are having a rough time here.
So you know when you told me you read Phil Jackson's book?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Halvor's found out who I thought you were talking about. I thought you'd read Phil Collins' book.
Oh, what's he read?
I don't know. I assumed there was a book and you'd read it. It didn't make much sense. I was like, why is Chad reading that book?
Phil Collins?
Yeah, the guy that did the Drumming Monkey Cadbury advert.
Drumming Monkey. Is this another British reference that I probably wouldn't get?
In the air tonight. You know him.
Oh, he's a drummer, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, record producer, and actor, best known for the drummer, singer of the rock band Genesis and for his solo career.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I didn't read his book.
Well, that boost could pay off. Look at that trajectory. I wonder if that's going to draw him in. Ooh, looking for the info on the drop-off, and Shock won't find it. So back up towards toilets. It will be a 3CT, an aggressive one as that smoke fades. Apex, what do you fancy, bro? Oh, you could catch him here. Pins pulled. Works for Rain. There's no boost this time, and he's evaded the flash nicely. That'll be at least one. Oh, it's a meat grinder. RPK was the second component. He loses his life to a quick scope. Now zywoo trying to punish, misses his shot. 2 members of Faze, and they're getting closed in on. mousesports wants to lock him in. Olof caught from behind. Quick reactions from Brokey. Can he do it? Oh, he hunts for zywoo. Not to be today. The game can...
And give themselves a week-long buffer before having to get back into the server.
We take those. We take those every day of the week. Now, RPK wants to punish any sort of Fountain Deagle play. Oh, go on. Can't control the spray. coldzera steadies his aim and stays alert. So we've got a 4v4. They're flooding into this monster from mousesports, and he could very well go down. Molly's a bit late. Olof's down now, and so it does look like that bomb plant's a little bit of a pipe dream. Even a nade landing in the top pocket of Brokey.
Well, they know where Cold was, and likely damage has been put down range on him. As 32 points of health. Deagle and a smoke. Sees if he can find this weapon that's fallen to the floor and do more economical damage here to Vitality, because they are backs against the wall with the 14-8 scoreline currently, likely to be 14-9. Any damage that coldzera can do here means that Vitality will have to rebuy guns. And we can see, if you take a look at the right-hand side of your screen, Apex operating with $50. RPK is going to have to rebuy next round. He's only got $450, so we'll have the round win bonus, but most likely we'll need a dropped weapon. So any kills that Cole gets here, or one of the AWPs, if he can take that away, even better. What can he find? 45 seconds. Limping on in, Shock's pistol out with the jiggle. It's been spotted, the sound cue helping as well, and now all eyes trained towards Sandbag. coldzera, he's found a frag.
Yeah, that was lovely. We've seen a couple of those moments from Faze Clan throughout, some even converting into rounds, which is why we do sit at that 14 mark. But first map of the day, third day of IEM Beijing, and Faze just 2 rounds away from taking this pick. And this puts us in a different stead altogether. If Faze can manage to find another gap on the French defense,
the whole narrative changes. It's, can Vitality make Mirage, a map that definitely is a home map for Faze, work?
The conversation was presented as, we'll get a third if Faze win Mirage.
Yeah. Now we're looking at, can Vitality bring it together in the final stages of Overpass here? This should be double digits. It will just be the pistols, and Apex has kicked things off against Cold, the last survivor of the previous. Suda has a chance to go double digits as well, but those footsteps are going to be heard. Rain's been phenomenal on the pistols, but to find an entry on the Glock, that'd be something else.
Yeah.
Just be used as a lamb to the slaughter here, jumping out as a decoy. And Apex might get a nice timing on this. So you can see now that Faze are surrounded. They don't know that that's a possibility at this stage. Creeping back through the toilets, Apex is about to see Rain. As his second kill for the round. Has 2 more on the upper side of bathrooms to find. Dinked on up, and he will fall. So that's a AUG picked up. And now, same story as last round, an opportunity to do damage here for Faze to the economy of Vitality.
Yeah, but I don't fancy an AUG versus an AWP in that fight. If Shox was to jump for info, maybe a quick flick from Kirby, he is set up, boosted up, and there's absolutely no reason to rush this, right? Let the CTs ask questions.
Just make sure you die before the time expires. And that's the Faze Clan side of things that I'm talking about. Want to make sure you get that cash injection, that loss bonus going into round 25. Will be the $2,400 loss bonus for them.
Did not be in Kirby's interest to keep it?
I don't think so.
Better to just try and get some damage. Brokey runs through the flames. That's one way to get the party started. And that's a lovely angle from the Suter. Should get all 3. Neat, tidy, buttons it up. We get our double digits for Vitality.
Okay, well, that's 3 on the trot now for Vitality. So they're finally able to bounce back with a slew of rounds. And then the double ops still remain for Shox and zywoo. And one of the keys that double ops can be good against a team that's going to be a bit more aim-based like Faze is if you can pick them off and put them into 3-on-5 situations in the early stages. Oh, getting fired up in the top left there. The fans loving it. But if you can get those early picks against Faze, then it's unlikely they're going to be able to use their bodies in the same way. They can't take as many risks with picks. Round 25 underway. AK's out. No AWP for Brokey, and utility over towards A, but nobody's home. zywoo peering on down the steps. Confirms exactly that.
One Shox. That's a tight line. See the tip of the head, and Rain dead. Drops the smoke. Early frag found again. I want to see the opening kill statistics.
Well, this is risky. Apex doesn't need to do this. They have the number advantage now. By taking a risk, if he goes down, B-bomb site will be open before the rotation gets there. But lucky for him, Faze have thought better than pressing the issue on B.
One more short info.
It's not necessary.
Doesn't feel necessary, but it's certainly going to keep the info flowing. 1 damage dealt by that nade.
Well, it went from just being Apex here to now 3. Masuda's rotated over. Shox as well after that opening, so they've repositioned very well here, Vitality.
Apex is staring at... Oh, actually, maybe Shox could be vulnerable. Oh, on the boost, Kirby babysits. That's the frag they needed. It keeps them level. Evens the keel. Missed shot from Shox and a good flash. They want to pressure this. All off a little tentative. Could lead to a no-scope. Shox hits it. Tucking away. Wants another. Brokey decides the plant's more important, but that leaves Kirby vulnerable to the AWP. Bomb down. 1v2 impossible. Shox has won a lovely round there with 3 kills total.
Yeah.
Vitality, what has that now? That's 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row.
That's huge stuff there from Shox. You could see exactly what that did to the final players of Faze Clan, having to have their head on a swivel, 180 degrees for those two jewels coming in from CT spawn and that monster tunnel. And here's the opening. So he caught just a glimpse of rain before he peered up his little head. That no-scope was great. And then his survivability was everything. And you can hear they're feeling it now. I don't know what Shox is saying because I don't speak French, but I'm sure it's something delightful. As the timeout will be called for FaZe. And, well, they only have one another to talk this one through, but Brokey has 29 kills. When did Brokey have 29 kills? It feels, what is that? It feels like a quiet 29.
Yeah, you know, you just don't remember them, but a Guardian 30.
But 29 kills from Brokey, and we were singing his praises in the pre-match for this of just how good he has been, some of the role changes, some of the places he's been able to change on the map. And remember, when they kicked off this year, and it was Brokey, Olaf, niko, Rain, and coldzera as the constellation with Yanko as the coach, Brokey wasn't even primary AWPing, it was Olaf. They switched the jobs around early in the year. I think it was back in January/February. And from that point onwards, FaZe started to make tactical Counter-Strike look sexy, but Olaf had to take a bit of a break, had to step on out of the limelight, and from there, the roster woes of FaZe continued just like they did in 2019.
Oh, wow, that's a real chance, but Olaf squandered it. Gets the close quarters duel he was hoping for on short, but unable to control against Apex, and Cold wants to do better. Apex retreating, though. So again, Vitality, another opening kill, and they'll continue to profit from that. Shox locks down the long solo. It's Rain. zywoo could find another here. Ooh, a bit of a miss. No issues, though. Clean handling. Finished off nicely. So,
well, we did think this could be a problem for FaZe, right, is the puzzle solving on the T side. So having somebody as an in-game leader like coldzera, he is very experienced, and he can always look to his teammates of Olaf, of Rain, Kirby as well. Played with Astralis once upon a time, 4 ways out of this hole. But it's very difficult to invent stuff on the fly, especially having players coming back in. The meta has shifted quite extensively over the last 5 months since Olaf was last playing back in May. And they're still not opting to get out that T-sided AWP for Brokey. He's rocking the AK-47 once more, and let's see if FaZe are able to brute force their way into round number 27, because Vitality 2 rounds away now from leveling things up. zywoo with all the pressure on him over towards bathrooms. Defensively will be Shox, and Apex going on a fact-finding mission again. Very, very mobile on the CT side for information is Apex. Audible on the way out of sewer. It's likely been heard from Rain. He's actually just flashed and peeked into the sewer while Long's being taken at the same time. So FaZe are doing a good job on their default, grabbing map control. There has been a third man rotating over towards the A side as well as we continue to stay on board. The Faze Clan default. Smoke from Long. That's going to obscure the vision of Shox. It looks like it will be an A hit. We have 50 seconds left. The bomb deep towards Long. zywoo getting boosted up for another pick opportunity.
good boost. Good vision. Nothing confirmed. They might get false info off that. Here comes the util. That confirms their suspicions. Shox tucking into the toilet's headshot. zywoo and Masuta are on Optimus side. They got util. They're going to try and drop it to slow this down, try and segregate them. High flashes might work out. FaZe have got 20 seconds. They do need to start finding some frags here. Shox has got to pick a rock in a hard place. Oh, Rain completely caught out, and the swing comes in. Brokey does trade. zywoo's got a gap. Needs it. Kirby's taking down his partner in crime, and as he leaves the incendiary from his palm, he loses his life. Apex on the bin. Brokey survives after the initial warning shot. Will he get away? I don't know. It's close, and coldzera's locked him down, all onto RPK, who needs some precise shooting, and it's 2 of the 4 required. But FaZe do weather the storm, and it seems like just keeping enough players alive for the A take was enough.
I think a really big problem there was the fact that FaZe put the brakes on. You could see Shox in that forward position towards bathroom, wasn't greeted with anything for about 5 to 7 seconds after the initial wave of utility was thrown out from FaZe. It's likely he's calling it a fake. Nothing here, I hear no footsteps, there's no pressure, because both zywoo and Masuta were back towards the bank and CT spawn smokes. And by doing so, they couldn't help Shox. They weren't able to deny the plan. And as soon as FaZe get to the front of sight, it just becomes a shooting gallery. So FaZe Clan with 15 now, 1 round away, and damage, well done early to rain, but it looks like this time they're just tooling up for a relatively quick B hit.
Could be the way to finish. Heaven smoke from Brokey. Nade is going to soften up Rain, but he's moved away from it nicely. Suter. Oh, he's lost his head. Olof's got the entry frag. It's the first time we've seen FaZe feel the feed first. Round on blue, and it gets better. Kirby into RPK. Only 3 now. Okay, zywoo, you need to do something because the bomb's already going down. Olof's jumped into the jaws, and Apex gets all 3! 3 of them! FaZe gonna have to dig themselves out of this hole. Apex on for the ace clutch. It is just Shocks alongside for the ride. Brokey to clutch. He knows that door needs to open, and he's got the frag necessary. Vitality saved by their leader.
Oh, Apex is going to be fired up after that one. That was huge. Much needed. After losing the 2 entries on that B side, that was all but done. I cannot believe he stood and delivered 4 massive kills.
One more time.
Let's catch it again.
For those of you at the back, he holds his nerve. The transfer's lovely. Kirby a little late to the party, and Cold trying to punish. Meets the same fate. What a play.
And he's just given it a bit of a deep breath there. The exhale from Apex says it all. I thought he was going to be fired up shouting from the rooftops, but they've got work to do.
That was for survival, bro.
Two more rounds.
Just survival. That wasn't the win. He'll get fired up when it's OT, when he can take just a moment's breath, but he's been staring down the barrel of 15, and he manages to overcome a huge, monumental 2 early frags from FaZe.
Well, they've won 6 of the last 7 here, Vitality, and they're going to need to win 8 to take us to OT. RPK taking some risks there. Actually face first in the smoke. Spam could have been a problem, but it's the B hit again. They found 2 entries. Why not give it another crack? Here they go.
Oh, the reaction. Olof's done it again. It's like the same round. This time, Apex doesn't get the multi-kill. Maybe Shocks can. Not anymore. Denied by the Norwegian. zywoo presented a 1v3 to save his team. This is his first and reveals his location. No one's hunting him, and now they are over the edge of the smoke. He actually legs Kirby, but it's not enough, and FaZe have done it. Taking overpass. Vitality's pick against them.